Welcome back, and thank you for joining for another one of Mike and Billy's Whiskey Reviews. Today we're going to do a comparison. It's been a while since I brought you guys a comparison, and I'm going to bring you my two most purchased bottles of my entire life, and that is the Lagavulin 16 versus the Ardbeg Uggie. When I counted up all my bottles that I've ever bought, because I'm saving every one of them for a whiskey throne. I'm gonna build a huge throne made of whiskey bottles, interlaid with chipboard or some type of corrugated material to give it structural strength, and then I'm gonna start doing my whiskey reviews on them. When that happens, I will let you know how many bottles it took to build the whiskey throne. One thing I do know, it will be a ton of Lagavulin 16 and Ardbeg Uggie. I have bought, and I took a quick count, 62 of these bottles in my lifetime. Lagavulin 16. 57 bottles of the Ardbeg Uggie. Why? Are they the best whiskeys I've ever tasted? No. But for the money, and being that I love smoky peated whiskeys, this Ardbeg Uggie and Lagavulin is a $90 bottle and a $75 bottle. So they're good value for the money. Once again, as the past few videos, I'm coming to you from the Jack Daniel's Bar in Grove City, Ohio. Let me know what you think of the backdrop. Try to show you more of it and bring you some of these specialty Jack Daniel's whiskeys. All right, so to tell you a little bit about Lagavulin 16 and Ardbeg Uggie, they are not exactly even in regards to anything. Not price. Lagavulin's 90, 75. Not in terms of ABV. 54.2. Let me make sure I got that right. 50, yeah, I do. 54.2 ABV in the Ardbeg Uggie, 43% on the Lagavulin 16. They're not similar as far as ABV. They're not similar as far as cost. They're in the ballpark, but not exactly the same. And the Lagavulin comes with an age statement of at least 16 years old. I've heard whiskey's much older in there. And the Ardbeg Uggie comes with no age statement, so we're only left to guess. And if I had to guess, it would be less than 10 years old. Based on Kilhoman, based on Brook Laddie, I would guess that the Ardbeg Uggie is 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old whiskey. Just my guess. I love the whiskey. I don't care how young it is, but I would like to know. All right. So, as always with any comparison, we are going to smell and taste with and without water, and I'll tell you what I think as far as the differences. The reason why I like to do these so much is I always pick up different flavors and smells when I compare two whiskeys side by side, especially as far as the nose goes. I pick up quite a few different ones. Ardbeg Uggie is natural color. Lagavulin 16 is not. Diageo, not Diageo. Diageo, thank you for your great whiskeys. You don't need to color them. The world is colorful enough. Let's get on the review. Lagavulin takes a bit more time to open up, so let's first look at the Uigeadail. And by the way, I've reviewed both of these individually. That is one of the precedents in regards to doing the Versus series that we have on the Mike and Billy's Whiskey Review YouTube channel, is we've had to have already reviewed each whiskey. I will say this though, these were early in our whiskey journey. We're in the low 100s as far as our whiskey reviews. The Uigeadail and the Lagavulin were top 15, and they're not great reviews. So if you want to check them out, I appreciate it. Don't have high expectations. Uigeadail, let's talk about this nose. Alcohol sharpness, dark sherry notes, chocolate covered fig, chocolate covered date. Dark brown sugar, dark chocolate, and heavy smoke. Love that Uigeadail. Always have an Uigeadail on my bar or in my whiskey closet, because I have both. Always had a Lagavulin 16 on my bar or in my whiskey cabinet, because I have both. The Lagavulin 16. Automatically, it's a lighter, more accessible smell than the Uigeadail. instantly you pick up peach. And age compared to the Uigeadail. This Lagavulin smells 2-3 times as old as the Uigeadail does. I heard Ralphie once say Lagavulin 16 was the big aristocrat of the Islas, and when you compare it nose to nose, the Uigeadail, you know what he means. That was actually a very well worded sentence. This is, Lagavulin is far more refinement and doesn't try to hide the fact that it's a gentleman wearing a 3-piece suit, 2-button, dark gray with a blue tie. It makes no apologies for being refined, and an incredible value for $90. I gotta tell you, Lagavulin, since they went away from the stickers, the red sticker that used to come on here, it feels like the whiskey's better. No, not feels. It smells and tastes like the whiskey's even better. They've really stepped up their game. It's at least 5-10% better than it used to be. That's nice. The Uigeadail, you go back to Uigeadail, you notice the youngness, the sharpness of alcohol, but also a darker chocolate note. Darker chocolate, and it's a deep, rich, sugary filled chocolate. I know sugar and chocolate don't always go together, but it's almost like you have a chocolate bar, you sprinkle sugar over top of it, brown sugar, you melt it a little bit. That's what and smokes all around it. That's what the Uigeadail smells like. It smells like a dark chocolate bar with melted brown sugar all over it and smokes in the room. All right, first sip time. What should I go with? I'm gonna go with the Lagavulin 16 first. Oh, soft and peachy. Soft and peachy. You ever seen the movie 28 Days Later? And I forget the gentleman's actor's name, but the big redheaded guy, the father, they're raiding a grocery store. This is what we call them in the States, a grocery store. This is to get some supplies. And the young gentleman is going up, just grabbing any liquor. And he says, hey, you can't just grab any liquor. You gotta grab something that's, worth it. So he grabs a Lagavulin 16. He says, oh yeah, peachy aftertaste or something like that. And then he grabs 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. That's kind of the comedic relief of the scene. But he's absolutely right. I never got that initially, but once you compare it to the Uigeadail or maybe the Ardbeg 10, you really pick up that peach on the nose. First sip. Ardbeg Uggie is the definition of a campfire in your mouth. Woody, oaky, smoky, but refined. You pick up so many little subtle things. It always reminds me of camping. When I was a young person, my uncle used to always take me camping with his boys, and I just, in my mind, I think Lagavulin 16 is a night out with my cousins at a local campsite. We spent the day fishing and boating and swimming, and we're gonna sit by the campfire, and my cousins are gonna hand me a couple of beers, and we're gonna have some laughs and have a few drinks and get ate by a bunch of bugs. Lagavulin 16, that's what it reminds me of. That's what it reminds me of. We have a quick sip. Ardbeg Uggie. Whew, chocolate, sugar, good. The Uigeadail is much more aggressive on the arrival. It feels like a young whiskey. It smells like a young whiskey. It doesn't have the complexity of, say, other young whiskeys like Bruichladdich Octomore, Kilchoman Lochgorn. I will always love the Uigeadail, but I don't know how many bottles I'll buy going forward. It seems like Superman's cape has a few holes in it. This used to be a go-to bottle for me. I love the high ABV, and I love the combination of smoke and chocolate and sugar. It tastes great, but compared to some other whiskeys, and I really think some whiskey producers like Kilchoman, like Bruichladdich, even like Lagavulin, are sort of stepping up their game, where Ardbeg, I feel, is slipping a little bit in my mind, not only from a value perspective, which it was never great, but also from a quality perspective. So I'm gonna say, as far as the smell and the taste neat, I would definitely go with Lagavulin 16, even for the extra $15 or extra roughly 18%. Now with water. That Lagavulin gets better every time I smell it. Every minute that goes by, it's just better. Lagavulin and dense mean the same thing to me. They're equals. Lagavulin is a dense single malt that needs time to open up. The Ardbeg Uggie, the water didn't do it a lot of favors, it thinned it out. Still peach, but also vanilla and mango in this Lagavulin 16. There's peach and there's mango and there's vanilla with the water I didn't get before. The Ardbeg, it softened the smoke. It with water, softened the smoke, softened the chocolate, softened the brown sugar. The only thing it didn't soften was the alcohol. Not impressive. Lagavulin 16 with water. Prefer it without water. A little smoother. Still everything's there. The peach took a step back. The campfire took a step forward with water. That's my opinion on that. I'd prefer it without water. It's 43% ABV. It's pretty good for tasting, in my opinion. Let's get on the Uigeadail. Again, a little thinner on the chocolate, a little thinner on the brown sugar. Alcohol is about the same. Much like on the nose, the palate is similar to where water does this whiskey no favors. If you're gonna have the Uigeadail, I know 54.2% is a high number, but if you want to really enjoy this whiskey, I suggest enjoying it neat. So again, not a fair comparison. Age statement, higher, not a higher review. Age statement, higher cost, higher ABV, not natural color. Natural color, but the Lagavulin 16 is a better whiskey. It's a better whiskey on the nose, it's a better whiskey on the palate, it's a better whiskey with water, it's a better whiskey without water. These are my two most commonly purchased bottles. And why both of them have a very similar count as far as how many I've bought, the Lagavulin 16 is a better whiskey. Now, that's to be expected because of the age statement and the cost. However, I do like the Uigeadail for what it is. The flavors that the Uigeadail has, chocolate, sugar, and smoke, are done as well in this bottle as they're done in any bottle for the money. And that's why I probably keep always going back to it. Is Uigeadail an incredible whiskey? No. But for the money, $75, it's worth every penny. I will continue to stock this at my bar. I will never be without an Ardbeg Uggie. I will continue to stock this whiskey. I'll never be without a Lagavulin 16. Having said that, if it was my last dram on the plane and the devil was sitting next to me and he said, "What do you want?" I got two whiskeys, two Scotch whiskeys. First thing I'd say is, "You're the devil. That's some Bush League bullshit." And then I'd say Lagavulin 16. Until next time, I want to thank you for joining us for another one of Mike and Billy's whiskey reviews. And as always, happy drinking.